Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number three of my 30 favorite bass players of all time. That's right, we've been counting down each and every day here this month. We're up to the final three now. We've seen and talked about some great bass players all month. Myself, you guys down in the comments. Again, we're picking across every genre that is available to us, our absolute favorites. And today is one of those days. Maybe we're going to go to school today. Could be. Nah, it's Saturday. We're not going to school on a Saturday. But this guy certainly took us to school with his amazing, amazing bass skills. Still to this day, he's still out there doing it. He's one of the all-time greats in the jazz and fusion genres. Let's bring to the stage the man on the alembic bass, Mr. Stanley Clarke. Yes, that's right. One of the coolest cats around. What a great bass player. Big dude, huge hands, and he plays that little small size alembic bass, man. Just so good. So amazing. Of course, Stanley Clarke, many, many, many great solo records, played with some of the greatest of all time. Return to Forever, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock. I mean, you name it. He's played with them. He's played with them. And this was one tough assignment trying to figure out like exactly what to pick here because there's so much greatness to choose from. Ultimately, though, there's just a few albums that I think for me, real when it comes to this bass playing, really just stand up and have stood the test of time for me. Ultimately, you know, got to go back to this album right here. This is Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy from Return to Forever, of course. And yeah, I mean, it's a great one. It's the first full electric album from this ensemble, right? Return. They had releases before this, more of an acoustic nature, but here's where they brought in a guitar player, right, named Billy Connors to join up with Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, and Lenny White. And Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy is just a barn burner, a classic of fiery, raucous rock-based jazz, right? Jazz rock, right? We now look at it as fusion. I mean, and Stanley's just doing some incredible stuff on here. This is aggressive. This isn't jazz really at all. That opening bombast. That's just insane, right? After the Cosmic Rain is so good on here, he wrote that song, right? Just Captain Senior Mouse is on here. Theme to the Mothership, Space Circus, Game Maker. I mean, it's drop dead classics everywhere you go on here. And Stanley is just rumbling all throughout this. He's one of those guys, he's got a funky feel. He's great on the upright bass too. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, this guy, he could play really, really fast, really fast. And I think, until like Jaco Pastorius hit the scene, I think Stanley Clarke was looked at as the guy, as far as like, jazz rock and fusion, like the greatest bass player on the planet at that point in time. Jaco was different, but also a technician and could, did some different things. They were very different from each other. But man, I always loved Stanley's playing on this album and everything I'm going to talk about here. So that's my first choice. And my second choice, we're going to kind of do these chronologically here. So let's take a look at his solo album, Stanley Clarke. So this released in 1974. And here he's, got a whole bunch of musicians joining him on here. He's got Tony Williams on here, Billy Connors from Return to Forever joins. This is right around the same. It's right after that first album I just showed you right there. So, Billy had left Return to Forever after that album. They brought in Alton Miola, but Stanley got Billy to join him on his album. He's got Jan Hammer's on here, Airto Moriera's on here, all sorts of other people are on this particular album. And this is a really good one. It's one of my favorite Stanley, if not my favorite Stanley Clarke solo record. You got Vulcan Princess on here and Yesterday's Princess, right? The Lopsy Lou is on here. I absolutely love Lopsy Lou. Lopsy Lou is like a 7 minute just bass excursion. And the soloing in there is just great. Such a groovy song. Power is great. right? You got Spanish phases for strings and bass, and of course the big long Life Suite, 13 minutes and change, right? Just some great electric bass work on this album, as well as the stand-up bass, right? The acoustic bass. He's amazing on both. Absolutely amazing on both. I love this solo record. It's just so good. So as far as pick number three goes, well, it's kind of hard not to pick Romantic Warrior. It's can't not pick it. And again, it's Stanley's amazing on here. This is a great ensemble album. The whole band is just firing on all cylinders on here. Great compositions, and just great songs. And I think like if you look at Chick's song, the Romantic Warrior, there is a great example of Stanley's amazing work on the upright bass, on the double bass. So good. You know, him hearing him in more of an acoustic nature because the song is, you got Al on acoustic guitar, Chick playing a lot of piano in here, and just Stanley comes in with these just amazing solo and amazing lines throughout this song. So good. But of course, you got Medieval Overture and the Sorceress is on here, where you get that kind of jazz, rock, fusion, funk type thing going on. Duel of the Jester and the Tyrants is just legendary. The Magician, Majestic Dance, the whole thing is just great on here, and Stanley's just doing his thing. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. And as far as favorite bass performance in a song, again, there's a million choices. Ultimately, I wanted to give a little love to School Days, which is his most well-known solo record, and the title track, School Days, which you all know it, right? Even if you don't know it right now, right? If you're thinking, I don't know if I know School Days, Pete. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. You know that, right? You've heard that before because it was a big hit. And then the solo is just ridiculous. It's great. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I love the title track to School Days, and I almost picked it as one of the albums as well. It's hard because Journey to Love is great, and you can really pick any of the Return to Forever albums. And if this bass can only talk, it's got some great bass playing on it too as well later on. The stuff with George Duke's got some great bass playing. So I mean, there's no shortage of stuff to choose from. But for me, I think School Days is the best representation of what Stanley can do within the context of like instrumental jazz, rock, fusion, funk type thing. So yeah, that's my pick for favorite song, School Days. But let's not forget all the other albums. So again, we've got Stanley Clarke self-titled, we've got Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy, and we've got Romantic Warrior. Both those two from Return to Forever for the man himself, Mr. Stanley Clarke. He is my pick for today. So let us know what you think of Stanley Clarke down in the comments below. But more importantly, list your pick for today. Pick number three. We got two left. That's it. And then we launch into favorite keyboard players. We're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to talk about keyboard players, right? Guys on the Hammond, guys on synthesizer, piano players, mellotron players, whatever, right? It's all up for grabs. Clavinet players, yeah, or guys that did all of that and then some, right? You know me, I like guys who can do many things, but I also like guys who are great on one, right? You know me and my Hammond organ players, right? So who's going to make my list? That starts on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. And visit us on the web at www.chtranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down below. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. Greatly appreciate it. We'll see you soon here with more stuff we've got coming up. UK Connection in just a few hours, right? That's coming up later today. I'm also going to have a musical musings from the Wild show probably today, if not today, tomorrow. I'm feeling like doing a show on Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush, right? So I've been listening to a ton of Frank Marino of late since getting those Rock Candy reissues. And I just want to sit and talk Frank Marino for 15, 20, or 30 minutes, right? So that's coming up for all you guitar fanatics who love Frank Marino's guitar playing. I'm going to talk about his guitar playing and the albums and how great they are and why he should be more well-known and blah, 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 blah. So that's coming up today or tomorrow. And then tomorrow we got two Ranking the Album shows for you. We've got Balance and Nashville Pussy. So tune into those. I'll be doing one. Craig Kaminsky will be doing the other. And we'll see you then. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.